Hey y'all, welcome to a new episode of 5-Star Coach, where you live a 5-star life if you take the advice. I'm Coach D, aka Venus as a boy, here with a different little episode this week. So I wanted to revisit the past and kind of give an extra 2 cents on 2 5-star tips I had said in the past. Actually 3 5-star tips I said in the past from episode 17 and episode 13, right? So let's start with the first one I wanted to revisit, which was 5-star tip number 3 from episode 17, which is stop repeating cycles. When I said this, I originally wrote, how many times do you have to relearn something? You know what to do and choose not to do it. Trial and error shall happen 2 times max. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Stop being afraid of elevating. Stop holding yourself back. This is really like a reminder to myself as well. Cycles never needed to be repeated. And honestly, the cycles would never be repeated if you just apply that knowledge right then and there in a moment. And stop trying to sabotage your growth and sabotage the future you see for yourself. Because you sat there planning to do certain things for yourself. And once temptation comes around, you fold. And another thing with temptation, I learned this in Atomic Habits. It's nothing different from people who are disciplined to those who aren't. It's just a simple, people who are disciplined are going to keep themselves out of places that are tempting. They're not going to put themselves in a situation where they're going to want to drink if they're stopping their alcohol intake, if they're slowing up their alcohol intake. They're not going to put themselves in a certain area to be promiscuous if they don't want to be promiscuous anymore. They're not going to be indulging in lustful content if they no longer want to be a lustful person, you know? So main thing that I wanted to swing back around with the stop repeating cycles is the temptation part. Temptation gonna have you thinking like, oh yeah, like I gotta do it now. Like this is the only time it's gonna present itself. I mean, it's presenting itself right here, right now. I should do it. Temptation is going to have you thinking like, it's gonna have you tricking yourself out your spot by saying, oh, it's happening right here, right now for me, so I can do this. So I just get back on track after I do this one thing. No, that's not what temptation is there for. The temptation is there to fold, to make you fold and stay in that past situation. The temptation is there so you can keep doing the same things that you don't want to do. The temptation is there so you can take time to stop and think, I don't want to do this shit. Actually, before I even get to this situation, before I even get to the area, I'm not even going to go to the area because the shit is going to tempt me to do something that I no longer want to do anymore. So temptation is the main thing that I really wanted to say. Stop falling for the temptation. Stop setting yourself up to be around tempting things. And if you happen to unknowingly walk into a situation where it's nothing but temptation, leave. Get up out of there. You feel me? All right. Now, 5-star tip number 2 from the going back. Now, this is on episode 17 as well, but 5-star tip number 4 from episode 17 that we're going to revisit is harshly reject things / people. Now, what I wrote down was never leave space for what if or maybe. Make it crystal clear where you stand. Let it be known it'll never happen. Stop playing things off cool. Make sure your no is firm. I really don't gotta remind myself with this one though. I'm gonna be honest. Because when I wrote this, I was already applying it. Because I was a former people pleaser. Really not that okay, so to me it was bad because I know who I am and I know where I could stand at. But to other people it could be like, it wasn't that deep. Like, you was just being considerate, woo, woo, woo. For me, I had to learn, like, you gotta harshly reject stuff. You gotta be comfortable. Me personally, I had to be comfortable being the passionate and intense person that I am. I am extreme. So I had to be comfortable with that and say flat out, no. No smiling, and then I walk off. Attitude, and I walk off. So when it comes to harshly rejecting things and people, it can go back to the repeating cycles, the temptation. Harshly reject the temptation. Harshly reject it. Say to yourself, we're not doing that. No. And go the other way. After you say that, don't say we're not doing that. And then, but no, don't leave. No, what I say. Make it crystal clear where you stand. It's no, no. Get up out of there. Let's go head over here to where we're supposed to be at. Let's head to where we're supposed to head. Let's stop trying to keep gray areas in situations where it's never needed. Keep it flat out. That temptation come around? No, we're not doing that. You want to go out to eat? I'm trying to save money. Nope. You ain't got to explain none of that. Nope. You want to go out for some drinks? I'm on a detox right now. Nope. Girl, we could go to, we can still hang out though. We can go to Sky Zone or something. We can go to an amusement park or something. We can go anywhere but there. You cutting out sugar. You for a fact, if you hang with that one friend, and no matter how great the friend is, or that one cousin, or that you go to your favorite spot, if you're a loner, you just love to go out and about. You got that one area that you go to where your favorite bakery is, or that corner store that got your favorite cakes and stuff in that stuff is at. You gotta say, nope, I ain't doing that. I'm cutting out the sugar, so no, I'm not doing that. Sister, I can't hang out with you this week. Actually, we can hang out, but when you order your dessert, can you please order it to go so I won't be tempted? You like say stuff out loud if you want to have that, if you still want to hang out with your homegirls and shit like that, right? Or your homeboys, whoever you are. But always harshly reject the stuff that you don't want. Harshly reject the people you don't want. Because clearing out the energetic space will always have that roadway open for whatever's in alignment. Not even what it, well, yes, for what is in alignment, but also whatever your energy is magnetically pulling in. And then once you pull in something you don't want, harshly reject it. When you pull in something you do want, grab hold of it. And then also release it when it's time to release. However, keep the harshness at the forefront when it's time to reject people, places, and things. At all times. Okay? All right. And now, the last one, this is from episode 13. And this is 5-star tip number 5 from 13. Actually, I said it was only going to do 3, but I'm going to add the 4th one because the topic, I just realized I like that a lot. So we're going to add that in here too. Now, 5-star tip number 5 from episode 13 was stay mindful. What I wrote down was, knowing what you're doing is less stress on yourself. Accept what you're doing, whatever it is you're doing. Hold on. Accept that you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. You can't beat yourself up for your indulgences if you've accepted them. Everything you do, remember you're consciously doing it. Be mindful and keep yourself safe. Be mindful and keep yourself safe from mental constraints, mental abuse, emotional abuse, shit, even physical abuse. Sometimes people be punching walls because they so mad at themselves for doing stuff, and now you broke your hand. Calm down. Just be mindful. You're doing X, Y, and Z. Be mindful that you're doing X, Y, and Z. And honestly, when you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, be mindful that you're doing it because you're doing it for yourself. This is your life, and you got to live it. Everybody else who got a problem with you doing whatever you're doing, the way you're doing it, don't fucking matter. Fuck them. They never mattered. So stay mindful so you can always keep yourself in a good headspace. You can keep yourself safe. You can keep yourself from stressing out. Girl, I'm ready to break my diet. That's it. And then tomorrow, when you and also staying mindful will prevent you from having to have that post-clarity session. Like I said, like I was about to say, tomorrow you may break your diet and tomorrow you may think like, damn, I really did that. You gotta say, instead of, damn, I really did that, it's like, yeah, I did that, but I'm back on track. I wanted to stop it yesterday. I broke it yesterday. I broke the seal. It is what it is. But now I'm back on it. because I'm mindful of what I was doing. I was aware of my actions the whole time I was doing it. I did it. So since I did it, it is what it is. I'm cool now. Because it's no reason, like I said, you can't beat yourself up for your indulgences if you've accepted them. Before you do it, just like, you know what, I'm about to do it. I'm going to do it. And then do it. And then after you do it, don't get up here trying to swing on yourself. Don't be in here swinging on yourself. And literally, don't be swinging on yourself. Spiritually, don't do none of that. Because everything that you do is really in alignment. Everything you're doing is in alignment. Because regardless if you're trying to take a shortcut or you're moving astray, you're still on that path of life. You're still on your path. Either way, if you're on a path of what is positively in alignment with you, or trying to, be a snake and swindle your way through things, or you're just like, I'm going to just go with the negative side. All of these paths are your paths to take. So you'll always be in alignment. But it just depends on, it just depends on what you want. It depends on where you see yourself headed towards. And that is how and then you can stay in a good headspace, because it's like, okay, but I know for a fact all these paths are in alignment with me because it's coming from my brain. We are limitless beings. I can go either way I want. However, I know I want to go here, I'm going to go here. But if I want to stop and go here, I'm going to tell myself, look, flat out, we're going to break this. We're going to cut back. We're going to break the streak, and we're going to go over here, and then we're going to come back. We're going to go over here, and then we're going to come back. We're going to stay here, and then we're going to go there. It don't matter. As long as you're just mindful, you will no longer be mean to yourself, harming yourself, nasty to yourself. None of those things will happen as long as you just stay mindful. Okay? And now the fourth one is from episode 13 as well. And the topic of the day is what I'm going to talk about instead of the tip. And the topic of that day was romanticizing your life. Take it slow. Take it slow. Like John Legend said, take it slow. Allow yourself to feel the ground as you walk. Allow yourself to feel the wind in your face when you're outside. Allow yourself to feel the sun just resting on your skin. Allow yourself to brush your teeth with ease and take it slow and make sure you're actually thoroughly getting in your mouth and cleaning it, but take it slow. I don't know if I said this in the original video, but the main thing that I contribute to romanticizing my life is slowness, sensuality, softness, ease, stress-free. That's the sexiest thing right there. That's the most romantic thing I could do with my life. Make it easy, stress-free. What? Take it slow, sensuality, and like sensuality, getting to know your body. Know your body. And I'm not talking about on no freaky time. Know your body. Know your body. Like, main thing that I would say, knowing your body, moisturize yourself at the shower. In the morning, moisturize yourself. Penetrating your own body and caressing your own body is a different type of sensual activity. It will heighten your awareness of like, oh, wait, I didn't know that spot of my body, like, would tingle like that. Okay, like, I didn't know this was like even bulging like that. I didn't know my muscle would bulge. I didn't know that. You just learn your body through that type of rub and that type of feel. When you're talking, even me still to this day, I still tell myself, slow down. Say every word, enunciate. Say every syllable. Pronounce every word. Girl, see? It's still, I still gotta tell myself slow down because my brain moves very fast. Anyway, I tell myself that, like I said though, slow down. Easy white chocolate. So romanticize your life and start with the slowness of it. Start with how gradual you allow things to be. Start with looking for long-term gratifications. Start with those things. Build up the patience. Because romance, it's a slow burn. Let it be a slow burn. Let your life every day be a slow burn, getting closer to falling in, getting closer with your higher self and falling deeper in love with yourself. I am a big fan of love letters. Write some love letters to yourself. Write them. Decorate the page. Get some markers. You know? And tell yourself about how beautiful you are. Tell yourself how beautiful your life is. Thank yourself for having another day to live your beautiful life. And then when you get up, take it easy. Take it slow. When you're eating, make sure you're putting in love into that food. No matter if you're just cooking up some noodles. If you're cooking on a pot, girl, talk over them. This is about to be so delicious. While you seasoning it up, some people like to put eggs in it, shrimp, sausage, whatever. Talk about how delicious this is going to be. And while you're eating, savor every bite. Savor the moment. Feel it. Just let it be so easy, so slow, so gradual. Just let it be easy, though. Main things, slow. Let it be sensual. Let everything be so sensual and so intentional as well. Okay? All right. And now this is the end of this week's episode of the 5-Star Coach, where you live a 5-star life if you take the advice. As always, I am Coach D, aka Venus as a boy. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share the content. And as always, I will be here next week. Bye, y'all.